Hi, this is Doris. Hey, horoscopes. Have you been reading your horoscope wrong? I'm going to give you an example of how you could be doing this. The picture in front of you is the picture of typical horoscopes. They go around. I have arrows to show you which direction they go. So let me give you an example on how you could be reading your horoscope wrong. Now, houses. In astrology, they talk about houses. Your first house is your sign, the sign that you were born under. For example, I'm a Gemini. The Gemini would be my first house because that's the sign, and that's my birth date is underneath that sign. So I'm a Gemini. That's my first house. What isn't the first house? The first house is how you see yourself. It's not how the world sees you. It's how you see yourself. I see myself as a Gemini. I act like a Gemini. So the way I'm trying to let you know how you could be reading your horoscope wrong is, let's say I go someplace and I'm in a sad mood because I need I want something that costs money. Well, money is in my second house. Because when you look at houses and what position they are, there's 12 months and there's 12 houses are going around you. So if you look at this chart and you say, okay, I'm a Gemini, I have it with a blue star. But if I'm talking about money, then going in the direction of the arrows, money is in my second house. That's my financial house. And money is underneath the sign of Cancer. So I walk up to the newspaper and I open it up but I know who I am, but that's not the issue of the day. The issue is I'm sad because of my finances. So you can read your first house, see what it says. Because your first house is about you. It might not say nothing about money in that category. So at that time where you're wondering how you're going to get the answers to solve this financial problem that you have, your best bet, in my opinion, is to read your second house. Read the finance. Say, and my second house will be fall underneath the sign of Cancer. So I'd read that horoscope. It will give me a clue of where my finances are in the world that day. See, when you read your horoscope, most people just read their sign from their first house. But there are other houses, and maybe you should be taking a peek at what those are. Your second house is money. Your third house is news and papers. Your fourth house is your home. Your fifth house will what would bring you pleasure. Your sixth house is your career and your body's health. Your seventh house is unions or connections. Your eighth house is about starts and endings. Your ninth house is about your spirits and travels. Your 10th house is your desires and your success. Your 11th house is your friends and others that fall into that category. And your 12th house is your blind spot, your anxiety. So when you do your horoscope and you look at who you are, like I would look up Gemini. But if I'm thinking about money, I better read the Cancer. If I'm thinking about my body and how I want it to heal that day, I would go to my sixth house. You count over. 1 is yourself, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and that'd be Scorpio. You take your house and you keep counting around to the other houses. If this stuff is interesting to you and you want to want me to educate a little bit more on this, I basically do human design. But if this is interesting to you, put a comment down below. And thank you for taking your time and listening to this.